disturbed.
Roll sound.
Sounds good.
Camera. Marker.
Name was Slate. Interview 4, take one more.
Heroes for Sale was a lot of the music I'd been working on all the way up to my time getting signed to Reach Records. It was me doing the best with what I had, with the knowledge I had, skill level that I had, you know? And I think conceptually, Heroes for Sale for me was an opportunity to say, all of us try to communicate to the watching world, you know, the best version of ourselves. We try to sell a version of ourselves to people because we're afraid that at the core of who we are, that if someone knows who we really are and rejects us for it, that's like one of the most scary things in the world. It was an authentic expression of who I was at the time. You know.
So here, blaspheming God with the lungs that he gave oxygen. He will not be mocked. Don't you remember Sodom, man? Back up and give me 2 feet like an ottoman. It's obvious I'm out of your league like Jackie Robinson. Fake studio thugs been talking about they llamas when the only eagle you seen throwing bullets was Donovan.
Sometimes ignorance is bliss, man. Like sometimes I wish I could go back to being that Andy who didn't think so critically about my writing or how my stuff was gonna be received. At that time I was just like a hungry artist who was putting together the best music that I could. I still am the same person in the sense that I still desire that people would find the hope that I've found in life. But I think how I'm doing that now is different. And that's the album.
Let's go.
And we're done. But I think that's the project. It's 12 songs. And it's like, there's content, there's hard beats. But imagine those being broken up with more like minute interludes with 30 seconds here, and then it gives you that space to breathe before I hit you with another. Lyrics ready for it? Feel is there?
Yeah.
This is the right feel for this point in the record. Song 8.
This is what we want this album to accomplish, is to put you at the round table. We need to get you at the conversation table. Like, you have the fans, you obviously have the talent, you got the songs, you got your style, you're super unique. Like, let's put you in the table.
It's a small wooden stool. It's not a leather chair yet. He said both your name on it. Like, I'm just trying to take every aspect of the artistry up another notch, you know? I told you so. I told you.
Are cool now.
We are the one.
You know, and I really appreciate you guys too, like, you know what I mean? Bring me into the 116 movement. And appreciate that, man. Y'all got a strong team, man. So.
One thing about Andy is he's a visionary. It's like I feel like he's finally making a CD that is Andy. He's not that same man at Heroes for Sale.
I've seen him go from Heroes for Sale to the Neverland to where he's gonna take it next. But we also know and we appreciate the stance that he's down to influence the culture without compromising. I think it's important to step out of your comfort zone, and we're seeing him do that, and he's definitely gonna attack a whole new style of music, and this is gonna be some different Andy than what you guys have heard.
He's uncomfortable because he's growing, and God's taking him somewhere that's new.
Literally growing pains. Yeah. Literal growing pains.
So I'm here with David Ham. I don't know if y'all know who David Ham is, but David Ham is who I came in the game with. This was my first manager ever. Yo, give him a good story.
You're seeing Andy Mineo and you see the platform that he's on, but some of y'all don't know that when we started from the bottom, we mean it. We were booked one time in Montana. Before the show, they asked if we'd be willing to chop wood. So me and Andy strapped up our Timberland boots, repping New York City, and we chopped wood, didn't we? We chopped wood. And then we loaded it on pickup trucks and drove it all through the back end of Montana, delivering wood to people that were still living off wood-burning stoves.
Remember the guy's house that we went in? And it was like, he had a colostomy bag.
And when we came in, he pointed out, remember he gestured where he'd like the stack to be? and it was to the ceiling. So we knew we were in for a long day, and we stayed at that guy's house for a while, just stacking wood.
I think in Heroes for Sale, I was young and idealistic, but I think now in Uncomfortable, I'm still young, but I'm not as idealistic because I've had more life experiences that have poked holes in my ideology, that have made me really confront experiences and things in life in a more realistic way.
This is it, I tell you. It's the life right here. Hey, that's a regular wake-up time. Time to go home. And my masters are due today on my album. Meaning, there better not be any mistakes, because there won't be any time to fix it. Meaning, I might have to turn in my album with mistakes on it and give it to the world. Ain't that something? Isn't that uncomfortable?
People do need the good news of Jesus, but they also need real life practical help to be contributors. People need a lot of other things. I started seeing that. My homegirl started stripping. I said, chill, get your degree. She told me, Andy, you tripping, because you don't make more money than me. That happened. My homegirl started stripping, and I said, why don't you just go to college? She's like, why would I go to college? You went to college and you don't make more money than me with what I'm doing. And I was like, dang.
The beat drop, but they wasn't ready. Hey! Champagne glass with the Mineo. Champagne glass with the Mineo. The beat drop, but they wasn't ready. Champagne with the Mineo.
Make some noise for me and John. First time performing for y'all in Cali, man.
Well, you look at Andy's last year and a half, 2 years. He signs a label. He's gone on 3 international tours. He gets married, on the charts now. He's on the billboards. He's on MTV, VH1, which is so much going on so fast in 2 years. So that's exactly why he's uncomfortable.
How many beats do I got to poop on to prove I'm not a fluke? I want truth, a true sign of growth, where you find ways to refine yourself, you win when you lose.
All that stuff, with the exception of him marrying Christina, which was awesome. All that stuff is all contingent on people. I fear that he'll start banking on that and putting his chips on that table, as opposed to his friends and family whose love is actual love.
So I'm in the back of the cab with my man Ray Rock Castro. Bang. What up? It's a very important dude in my life and in my music. So
Andy is uncomfortable because his life doesn't make sense. At any moment, he can open up his social media account and there will be a large group of people telling him that everything that he does is golden. But now, this is the album where he doesn't care about seasoning himself with what you think might be cool. This is the album where he's gonna show you, like, this is what I love, this is what I'm passionate about, this is my story.
So I just got off stage in Ohio, and earlier when I was signing autographs for the VIP, a kid came up to me and he had this etched in his head right here. Ayo on his head. So I just started thinking, man, like, there's a lot of young kids that we're influencing. A lot of what we say and do can shift the direction of their lives. And so I'm just reminded again about just the impact that we can have on people that are listening to our music, and a lot of times it's shaping the worldviews of young kids. So the weightiness of that responsibility just kind of hit me today.
That if you always wanted to meet Andy, this is the project where you're gonna meet him. It's the best of himself. He's not catering to people's preferences. No, this is Andy Mineo, the hip hop head. I'm literally letting you in like never before.
For the first time, I think Andy's doing exactly what he wants to do on this album. He's cutting the fat, really. He's giving you the real product, the real truth that he's always wanted to communicate, I think. And it's a perfect time for him, because his life has never been this dynamic.
So many things in life aren't black and white, and we try to make gray areas black and white. Uncomfortable leaves a lot of things unresolved, but it's like commentary. I don't want my music, I think, in this project to be the whole conversation. I think I want it to be a starting piece. There isn't just a one-size-fits-all answer for this, you know? You gotta wrestle with a lot of things there, so.
Yeah. Awesome, I think that's a good stopping point.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Dick.
Oh,
Watch out with the love. Cut.
He said it's hard for a rich man to get to heaven when we feel like we don't need God. Then we forget him. We tell him that if you don't make me money or make me happy, then I ain't making time for you, so make it snappy. And I think lately you'd mistake me for a cabbie, cause this drive that I got put everybody in the back seat. So if you wanna live a comfortable life, make sure you never love nobody, be selfish and never sacrifice. Da, 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 da. Da 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 da